The Steamers kick off the 2-week home stretch towards the playoffs as they get back into TSL play tonight for the first time since the Tidewater Summer League All-Star break back on Sunday, July 19th. Edenton comes in with the best record in the TSL and ride a 2-game win streak back into Historic Hicks Field tonight. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and baseball fans alike. My name is Patrick Foster. Welcome back to Historic Hicks Field on yet another hot and sunny day here in Edenton, North Carolina for another edition of Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Tonight, the Edenton Steamers look to pick up their 14th league win of the summer after earning their first exhibition win of the season with a 9-6 victory yesterday on the road over the Tarboro River Bandits of the Carolina-Virginia Collegiate League. The win, in fact, ended a 7-game win streak for the River Bandits, who currently stand at 16-7 in CVCL play. You might remember the River Bandits. They topped the Steamers all the way back on June 19th in a 5-4 finish for Edenton's first contest of the summer, right here in Edenton. However, it was the River Bandits' 10th game of the 2020 summer. The win does not count towards the Steamers' record, nor do the individual stats accumulated. However, it is Edenton's first win in an exhibition contest, which now puts their record in exhibitions here in the summer of 2020 at just 1-2. Edenton took the victory 9-6 with home runs coming from Aaron Copeland, Case Kermode, and Tyler McPeek. Tyler McPeek with 2 home runs for his first multi-home run game in any format of the 2020 summer. Joe Kemledge allowed just 1 unearned run in his start. Daniel Willey and Kyle Reynolds each made appearances out of the bullpen as well. But as far as statistics go, that's all we were able to acquire, as Tarboro's StatCaster requires certain qualifications in order to view all game stats. But it won't matter anyways. None of the stats go towards the league statistics for the Steamers. As for the Greenbrier Knights, who come in as the foe of the Steamers tonight, they look to continue their recent success by picking up what would be their 3rd win of the season over the Edenton Steamers, and 8th overall as their current record stands at 7-11, good for 3rd place in the TSL. They come into Edenton after a walk-off win over Old Dominion on the 18th that saw the Knights score 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th to overcome a 10-4 deficit in the final frame. The Clams look to continue their winning ways, but before we do, let's take a look back to Edenton's last TSL contest, a 22-8 victory over the Old Dominion Hitters here at Historic Hicks back on Friday, July 17th, the last contest for Edenton before the All-Star break. Old Dominion got the bats going early, posting 5 runs in the top of the first inning on just 2 hits. The scoring came in bunches for Old Dominion, however, as they wouldn't score again until the top of the 5th, when they brought their last 3 runs of the contest in the top of the 5th on a pair of RBI doubles from designated hitter Alberto Osuna Sanchez, who in fact won the 2020 TSL Home Run Derby, and right fielder Zach Wonarowski, doubling in a pair of runners as well. Edenton posted runs in each inning outside of the 7th, with 3 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th, with 6 coming in the 6th inning and 4 in the 8th, for a total of 22. Edenton saw 4 homers as a team in the contest, 2 of which came in the bottom of the 8th from Aaron Copeland and Josiah Seitler. Tyler McPeek picked up his 3rd of 2020 as well. Josiah Seitler's bomb in the 8th was his 4th of TSL play. Aaron Copeland picked up 2 home runs, in fact, in the contest. Old Dominion did themselves no favors on the defensive end, committing 4 errors in the field through 9 innings to just 1 defensive miscue from the Edenton Steamers. The hometown Clams out-hit the hitters 20-7, with 3rd baseman Aaron Copeland leading the charge with 4 hits and 5 at-bats. Easily Copeland's best day at the plate thus far in 2020. Jared Kaufman went 3 for 4 on the day with 2 RBIs, while Shane Easter, Houston Wright, Alan Alonso, Josiah Seitler, Casey Hare, and Jackson Hipp each earned 2 hits respectively. Edenton starter and Tidewater Summer League All-Star Alex Shirazi earned the win for the Clams after 5 full innings in which he surrendered 8 earned runs on 5 hits with 4 strikeouts and 4 walks given up. Antonio Velasquez made his first start and first appearance on the mound for the Old Dominion Hitters with just 2 complete innings of work after allowing 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 6 hits with 2 walks and a pair of strikeouts as well. Phil Forbes took the loss in 2 innings of relief duties after allowing 6 earned runs on 5 hits with just 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Edenton saw 4 pitchers take the bump out of the bullpen, including Ryan Kutz, Eddie Shores, who is now departed from the Steamers, Daniel Willey, and closer Ray Stokeham, Edenton pitchers combined for 7 walks and 11 strikeouts, while 5 Old Dominion slingers combined for 8 strikeouts, with 9 walks and surrendered 19 earned runs. So 22 of the 19 runs for the Steamers in the 22-8 victory were earned. The 22-8 finish was the second time the Steamers cracked 20 runs in a TSL contest this year, and was the Clams' 4th double-digit victory in their 18 games played. Last time Steamers scored 20 or more runs came in a 23-3 finish over the Tidewater Drillers in Edenton back on Friday, July 10th. With still a little bit more time before first pitch here in Edenton, let's take a look back at the last time these two teams met up, the Knights and the Steamers. Here in Edenton, it was an 11-6 loss for the Edenton Steamers, which brought their TSL leading 7-game win streak to an end. Both teams held each other scoreless through the first 2 frames. Greenbrier took a 1-0 lead in the top of the third with an RBI single to center field from catcher Warren Bailey, who appeared in just his second TSL contest and finished 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 walks. Edenton failed to respond. Greenbrier opened up their lead to 6-0 with a 5-run top of the fourth. The Knights earned 4 hits in the innings with RBIs from Shane McCarthy, Christian Carter, Ty Hanchy, and Jacob Jackson. 3 of those 4 in the starting lineup for the Knights tonight. Greenbrier expanded their lead even further in the top of the 6th. The Knights added 5 additional runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run double from Bo Gonzalez and a 2-run triple from center fielder Shane McCarthy, who came around to score as the 5th run of the inning on a wild pitch from Clams relief pitcher Nick Roser. Edenton finally brought runners across in the bottom of the 6th. The Steamers scored 4 runs on 4 hits, along with 2 scored runs on wild pitches, with RBIs coming from Jared Kaufman and Adam Fine. Neither side scored until the bottom of the 9th frame following that bottom of the 6th. When the Steamers brought just 2 more across to diminish the deficit, Houston Wright collected his 27th and 28th RBIs in the summer, now up to 29 in the season, with a 2-out, 2-run single to right field, but that would be all for the Steamers' 9th inning offense as they fell 11-6. Josiah Seitler, the starter on the mound for the Clams, picked up his first loss for the Steamers this summer as his record moves to 1-1 after 3 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 6 runs, 3 of them earned on 7 hits. Edenton saw 3 pitchers take the bump out of the pen, including Nick Roser, Brett Folk, and Aaron Copeland. The hometown Clams were out hit 12-9 in the contest and committed 4 errors in the field to Greenbrier's just 2. Adam Fine and Tyler McPeek led the way in hits for the Steamers, each finishing 2 for 4, while Warren Bailey, the catcher, led the way for Greenbrier, finishing 3 for 3 with an RBI in the contest. We now hand the duties over to our PA announcer, Tommy Bass, for our nation's colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wonderful job, Sam, as always.
Just moments away from first pitch here in Edenton. The starter on the mound tonight for your hometown Clams is number 20, Colin Crimminger from Ashland City, Tennessee. Crimminger has appeared in 4 games for the Steamers, making 3 starts. 2 weeks ago earned the TSL Pitcher of the Week. Has accumulated 7 2/3 innings pitched, a win-loss record of 1-1, allowed 6 earned runs to cross on his behalf, the only runs to come across under his watch. On 12 hits, 8 walks given up total, 17 strikeouts, and 3 hit batters. Crimminger, who stands at about 6'5" on the bump, last started against Tidewater on July 10th. Made the start, completed its 6 innings of work, and picked up the win, allowing no runs on 4 hits, with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. In 2020 at Montreat College, Greenbrier made 10 starts, collected 26 innings of work, a win-loss record of 4-2, struck out 28 opponents, and posted an ERA of 3.12. We'll take you around the defense for the Steamers now. Behind the plate, Alan Brown out of Presbyterian College. Once again, Colin Greenbrier out of Montreat starting on the mound. Tyler McPeek out of Campbell, who went yard twice yesterday in the 9-6 exhibition win over Tarboro. Starting at first base, Shane Easter out of Eastern Michigan starting at second. Jared Kaufman, his collegiate teammate. Starting at short, Aaron Copeland, the pioneer out of Spartanburg Methodist College, starting at third. Copeland also went deep in yesterday's contest in his first at-bat. Houston Wright back in the lineup after getting the day off in the exhibition yesterday. Starting in left, Adam Fine. Rising sophomore at St. Joseph's University in Pennsylvania starting in center, and Alan Alonso out of the University in Mount Olive starting in right field. The leadoff man for the Greenbrier Knights, Shane McCarthy, coming in with a .235 batting average. The junior out of Florida Southern made his last appearance against Old Dominion on the 18th in the 11-10 victory. Went 1 for 2 with just a single. Takes the first pitch from Greenbrier. Nice breaking pitch. Taken in the lower half of the zone for strike one. First pitch at 7:04 p.m. for tonight's contest. Second pitch is grounded to McPeek at first. Takes a long hop off the infield grass right into his glove. And he steps on the bag for the first out of the inning. Just 2 pitches for Greenbrier to record his first out. Umpires tonight here in Edenton. Jeff Gardner behind the plate, while Eric Byram and Randy Mathias rule the base paths. Now up to the plate, Zach Will, the second baseman. The lineup tonight for your visiting Knights, McCarthy and Will in the first 2 spots. Wes Bonney, the designated hitter, in the 3-hole. As the 1-0 is taken outside from Will. Count moves to 2-0. Warren Bailey, the all-star catcher, in the cleanup spot. Rylan Brown, the right fielder. Batting 5th, Ricky Sisto, the shortstop, typically playing 3rd. The captain of the infield. Tonight in the 6-hole, Jacob Jackson, the 3rd baseman, batting 7th. Norm Holcomb starting in left field, batting 8th. And Christian Carter playing 1st, rounds out the order. Will evens up the count after a strike taken and then a swinging strike at a ball in the dirt. 1 away, nobody on, 2-2 the count to Zach Will. The 2-2, taken low and in, fills up the count. The 3-2 swung on, grounded to Copeland at third, takes a bit of an awkward hop, fields it off his chest, makes the throw down across the diamond in time for the second out. So Copeland avoids picking up an error with a nice throw across the diamond for the second out of the inning. Will starts his night against Edenton, 0 for 1. Has gone 0 for against the Edenton Steamers plenty of times, still yet to collect a hit against the hometown Clams this season. Wes Bonney, the designated hitter, also an all-star in the 2020 TSL All-Star game. Takes the first pitch for a strike, second one watched all the way in, winds up near the belt as it's taken inside for 1-1. The 1-1, taken low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the designated hitter. The 2-1 to Bonnie in his first plate appearance. Lofted into left. Houston Wright giving chase near the foul line, but that one takes a hop at the warning track near the left field wall. Wright with a throw in. Gets past Easter covering the bag at second, but right into the glove of McPeek at first base. So the first hit of the night recorded for the Greenbrier Knights. A double from designated hitter Wes Bonnie, who already had a solid batting average in TSL play at .323. So getting off to a solid start here tonight, looking to redeem himself after the 0 for 6 night he had against the Edenton Steamers back on the 16th, and he's off to a hot start with a double. Warren Bailey's turn now. Bailey, the catcher out of Bryan and Stratton, played in just 3 games for the Greenbrier Knights before being named an All-Star. And definitely a decision you couldn't debate. On the season, 8 for 11. As he swings at the 1-0, fouls it off towards the Steamers dugout. Count moves to 1-1. He's in fact 5 for 8 in 11 plate appearances, but a .625 average to his credit. Still looking for the first long ball of the season. He has a 1 double and 4 singles to his line as he swings and misses at a breaking pitch from Colin Crimminger. He might have foul tipped that one back into the glove, but regardless, the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. One man on second in Wes Bonnie, following the 2-out double, as Bailey takes another pitch from Crimminger. This one looked close, but a good take. Jeff Gardner rules it ball 4. 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second. Pitch from Crimminger, swung on, grounded to short. Kaufman playing it nicely on a hop. Throw over to McPeek at first in time to retire the side. 1 hit for Greenbrier, a Wes Bonnie double, but he's left stranded as the only runner on the base paths. No runs come across to score, 0-0. As we head into the bottom of the first, top of the order due up for the Steamers: Adam Fine, Jared Kaufman, and Houston Wright. Highlight the top of the order for the Steamers. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Pepsi Trivia Time. Pepsi Trivia question. Our first question has to do with the Steamers. How many Steamer players were selected to participate in the TSL All-Star Game? If you guys know the answer, head to the information booth. We do have a winner already on the first question. We'll be answering another one here in, maybe next half inning or so. Make sure you check out the Golden Spur Beer Garden. Stop with the code brew. Numerous choices available from Budweiser. Special brew from Rose Harbor Brewery with the CBD. Hey, tomorrow night, Margaritaville night. Love your favorite beach or tire and enjoy a discounted land shark lager. All you need concessions also. $12 covers your food and your admission. The food is hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, and bratwurst. All that you need. Tonight is 2 for Tuesday. 2 hot dogs for $2.
Vidant Health is your hometown healthcare provider. With 8 community hospitals across eastern North Carolina, Vidant is happy to serve you for any of your healthcare needs. Vidant also offers numerous wellness center facilities, which allow for exercise rehabilitation activities. Be sure to visit your local Vidant centers in Edenton or Windsor and hit a home run with your healthcare provider today. Adam Fine to lead off for the Steamers here in the bottom of the first, following the scoreless top half of the frame from the Greenbrier Knights offense. Zach Capps on the mound, making his first start of the summer against the Steamers. 6 2/3 innings under his belt. First pitch to Adam Fine, taken for a strike. Four earned runs to Capps' credit, and nothing but relief appearances this season. He does have a save to his credit. Second pitch swung out outside. So Fine quickly behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Capps with 14 strikeouts thus far through 2020. Made his last appearance against the Steamers in an inning and 2/3 of relief back on the 11th. Third pitch way inside. Fine having to raise his arms out of the way of what looked like a fastball from Capps. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes against the starting center fielder. Fourth pitch taken for ball 2, low below the zone. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fine strikes out swinging in 5 pitches from Zach Capps. So the first out recorded for the Steamers here in the bottom of the first. Jared Kaufman digs in as the second batter for the Steamers tonight. 1 out in the inning, no runners on, following the leadoff strikeout from Adam Fine. Fine picks up his 11th K of the season. Kaufman fouls off the first pitch from Capps, now behind in the count 0-1. Kaufman 3 for 4 against Old Dominion back on the 17th in the 22-8 victory. Capps with a ball to Kaufman, evens up the count at 1-1 with 1 away. Kaufman with an average now above 317. For the first half of the season, Kaufman was struggling to keep that average above 220. Rylan Brown underneath the pop-up from Kaufman. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Kaufman down in just 4 pitches. Houston Wright digging in. Wright with the day off yesterday. Comes in with the best average on the Steamers. 3rd best in the TSL, 390. Still leading the league in homers with 10 and RBIs with 29. Also leading in slugging and OPS as he takes the first pitch a bit inside thigh area for strike 1. The 0-1 to Wright. Swung on, ripped down the first base line, but it's way foul as it rolls into the tarp. Wedged in between foul territory and the road bullpen. The 0-2 now to Wright. Swung on. That one's lined softly towards center field. Zach Will with a diving attempt. Can't reel that one in. So Houston Wright on base as the first hit of the night for the Steamers. Both teams coming away with their first hits in the top and bottom of the first innings on 2 outs. And now Alan Alonso digs in. Alonso picked up 1 hit yesterday against Tarboro. On the season in the TSL. 364 average for Alonso, which puts him in second on the Steamers. One runner on for Alonso and Houston Wright following the single on an 0-2 count. First pitch, a ball to Alonso. Second pitch, a ball low inside in the dirt. (2-0) the count to Alonso. One runner on first. The 2-0 taken high and away for ball 3. (3-0) the count. Alan Alonso with 15 walks to his credit on the year, make it 16. As he now takes the lead for the Steamers in that category. Shane Easter digging in for the first time today. Two runners on, 2 outs for the Steamers here in the bottom of the first. Easter takes the first pitch for strike 1. Two on, 2 out. Second pitch to Easter. Underneath Warren Bailey, back to the backstop. Both runners advance, so now Alonso standing on second, Houston Wright on third as the Steamers put the pressure on Caps here with 2 outs in the inning. The 1-1 to Easter, taken high. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 to Easter, fouled off into the net. Easter with the fourth highest average for the Clams this season, 345 thus far through TSL play. 14 singles, 3 doubles, and a home run to his credit. 2 home runs, in fact. 2-2 pitch on its way from Caps. Taken high and away. Count fills up. Tyler McPeek waiting on deck. McPeek surely getting some confidence after yesterday's contest, which saw him go deep twice. Both of them 2-run blasts. The 3-2 to Easter. Taken high and tight for ball 4. So after starting the inning with back-to-back outs against Adam Fine, who struck out swinging, and Jared Kaufman, who popped out to right, Zach Caps has now loaded the bases on a Houston Wright 2-out single, and then a pair of walks to Alan Alonso and Shane Easter. The Steamers still without a grand slam here in 2020. 2 have been hit here at Historic Hicks. One from Jacob Mustaine on the Tidewater Drillers and one from Alberto Osuna Sanchez. First pitch taken for a ball to McPeek. With the bases loaded and 2 away. The 1-0. Tried to hold up on the swing, but the pitch still finds the wood as he fouls it off to even up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 to McPeek, fouled off again as he's now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. McPeek with an average of 167 in league play. 4 singles, 1 double, 3 homers to his credit thus far in 2020. Just 1 multi-hit game for the catcher and first baseman. And he goes down looking for the 3rd out of the inning in the bottom of the 1st with the bases loaded. 1 hit for the Steamers in the bottom of the 1st. 3 runners left on, however. No runners come across to score. No errors on part of the Greenbrier defense. We're still scoreless heading into the top of the 2nd. When we come back, Rylan Brown leads off with Ricky Sisto and Jacob Jackson also due up in the inning at 6 and 7. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Rylan Brown, the right fielder out of Lewisburg College, digging in for the first time tonight to kick off the 2nd inning. Colin Grimminger back on the mound as the starter for the Steamers. Grimminger just 1 hit given up to the Knights offense in the top of the 1st. No runs, however, as we're still knotted up at 0-0 following the scoreless bottom of the 1st from the Steamers offense, in which they left 3 runners on base. Brown behind in the count after a first pitch foul off, 0-1. Second pitch taken in the dirt. Alan Brown, the catcher, keeps it in front. But the count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 to Brown. Nice pitch from Grimminger. Catches the outside black. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brown 1 for 3 against Old Dominion in Greenbrier's last contest on the 18th. Picked up an RBI with the single. Hard ground ball to Kaufman at short. Slows down in the infield grass, however. Kaufman fields it routinely and makes the throw over to first in time for the 1st out of the inning. Ricky Sisto now digging in. Sisto, a contestant in the 2020 TSL All-Star Home Run Derby. Did not make it out of the 1st round, as he only hit 4 home runs, was knocked out by Edenton's own Houston Wright, who went on to be knocked out in the 2nd round. After a very impressive performance from JT Inskeep, who hit 10 in that 2nd round, went on to lose to Alberto Osuna Sanchez, his hitter's teammate in the final round. First pitch to Sisto, strike 1. Second pitch on its way from Grimminger, a breaking pitch that finds the zone for strike 2. Sisto headed to St. Andrews College. A .219 average thus far in 2020, and no home runs to his credit despite being a contestant in the Home Run Derby. Fouls the 0-2 pitch down the line after checking his swing. Rolls towards first, but in foul territory, so we'll do the 0-2 dance once again. One out in the inning, following the ground out from Rylan Brown. Rylan Brown is the leadoff man for the Greenbrier offense. The 0-2 to Sisto, swung on that one's lifted hard in the air, but it flies foul over the bleachers down the 3rd base line. So the count remains at 0-2. Sisto made his last appearance against the Steamers on the 11th, went 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, struck out twice as well. The 0-2 once again from Greenbrier. Swung on in the dirt. Jeff Gardner behind the plate, ruling that it was a swing without an appeal down to an infield umpire. Alan Brown applying the tag as he did drop the third strike. Sisto not even moving out of the box though. 2 outs in the inning. Jacob Jackson, the third baseman, digging in with 2 away and none on. First pitch swinging on an off-speed pitch from Greenbrier, high in the zone. Jackson under it. Strike 1. An appeal down to first after the check swing on the 0-1. Eric Byron down at first. Pumping his arm. Swinging strike 2. Jackson made his last appearance against Tidewater on the 17th. Picked up a pair of singles and 5 plate appearances. The 0-2 behind him, but it somehow hits off the bat as he tried to duck out of the way of the pitch in the box. Greenbrier, a bit of a lucky break as the count remains at 0-2. Greenbrier looking for the third and final out at the top of the second. Swung on him as strike 3. That's going to do it. Here in the top of the second, still no score. 3 up, 3 down for Greenbrier in the inning. No hits, no runners left on, no runs come across to score, no errors from the Edenton Steamers infield. When we come back, Aaron Copeland leads off for the Steamers as the heart of the orders due up. Alan Brown and Tyler Myers also set to make their first cuts in the inning. We'll also be joined by Steamers Ryan Kutz, and I believe Ray Stokeham is going to be making his second appearance in the booth for just a bit tonight. Obviously, we're focused on the action, but Ryan making an early departure from the Steamers. We want to make sure he gets some time up in the booth with us. My name is Patrick Foster, still scoreless here at Historic Hicks Field. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
You have a race stand on.
The answer is 50 RBIs.
50 RBIs, that's exactly right. Quincy Hamilton with 50 last summer.
You guys are going to share this bad boy right now.
Sounds good.
We're going to prioritize you because these artists.
Sounds good.
But I just got to do a quick read when we come back. Actually, no.
You're good.
I'm good. So I'm just going to recap what happened at the top of the second.
Yeah.
Go right into it.
I think we're on the same mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Back here at Historic Hicks Field. Nothing still our score as we get set for the bottom of the second. Aaron Copeland digging in for the first time tonight. Copeland went deep yesterday against Tarboro in the exhibition, making his first appearance against Zach Capps as he's back on the mound for his second inning of work. I'm joined now by Ryan Kutz and Ray Stokeham, a pair of pitchers in our Edenton Steamers pitching staff. Ray, we've had you up here before, so you're making your second appearance. You clearly had such a good time the first time that you just had to come. You were dying to come back.
Dude, I had a great time. You know, I feel like a veteran on the broadcast now, so let's have some more fun.
Ryan, you're making your debut on the mic. Have you ever spoken on a microphone before? Have you ever been interviewed in a live kind of stream setting?
Not on a stream, no. I have done a couple recordings, yes, here and there, but not too many live, none, no.
So, Ryan, you're making an early departure from the Edenton Steamers, so we wanted to make sure we got you up here in the booth. You come from a relatively small town in Pennsylvania, kind of what most people would consider Amish country in the United States. Was coming to Edenton as much of a culture shock as it was to a lot of other guys on this team? And from a guy like me coming from a New York suburb up in New Jersey, was it as much of a transition for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a lot different from home. A lot more out in the middle of nowhere, for sure. Because back home, we're about 2 hours from Philadelphia, 3 hours from Pittsburgh, 2 hours from Penn State, and an hour and 20 minutes from Baltimore. So not too bad, but it was definitely a little bit of a culture shock coming down here.
So you're heading into your second year in an A-10 school in Davidson College. Obviously, your freshman year shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously wanted to get the reps in before you head into that second year.
Absolutely.
When you were originally approached with the idea of coming down here to Edenton, was there any kind of hesitance, or were you really chomping at the bit to get back into the swing of things on the mound?
No, I was really chomping at the bit to get back up on the mound. I mean, with having the season cut short this spring, it was kind of tough, I think, for everybody, but especially being in my first year of college baseball, it definitely was a little bit of a tease getting to play only 16 games. So I was really happy to be able to come down here and play some ball this summer.
Now, you did have a teammate with us briefly. He's now departed from the team, Eddie Shores.
Yes.
Did you know Eddie was going to be joining with you coming down here to Edenton, or did you make the decision first? How did that whole partnership come about?
We got approached, both of us, while we were still at school about playing down here in Edenton. And so we both kind of knew that we were going to be down here. And so, yeah, it was definitely really nice to have a teammate with me, especially in the beginning, because, I mean, you come down here and you got to meet 35 new people. And now you got to spend a whole summer with them. So it was definitely nice to have a friend right when I showed up here down in Edenton.
First out of the inning recording, Aaron Copeland goes down on a ground out. Alan Brown making his first appearance tonight. Brown made his last appearance against Greenbrier on the 16th, went 0 for 3 in the contest in 4 plate appearances. Did not play against Old Dominion back on the 17th. An average he's surely trying to bring up in this AB, 179 as he takes the second pitch for a called strike 2. So Ryan, as we mentioned, you're leaving a bit early. You seem to have settled in pretty nicely on the mound over your last few relief appearances. Are there any other things that you're looking to work towards before you make your departure and start getting really ready for the fall of 2020, 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to keep moving forward. Felt like I struggled a little bit right when I got here, but felt like I've definitely settled in some now, and definitely want to continue to improve my consistency moving in the forward and moving towards the fall and getting back to school and whatnot. Hopefully, at least, with the whole COVID-19 situation. But yeah, definitely want to try to improve my consistency a little bit and continue to move forward here in the near future.
Now, obviously, it coming as a shock. Not everyone has the kind of facilities open to them to stay warm, to stay ready for, I would assume, the inevitable comeback, as Tyler Myers in for his first plate appearance as the designated hitter in the Steamers lineup tonight, takes the first 2 pitches for a pair of balls. Was there any way that you were able to stay fresh during the break because of the COVID-19 pandemic, or were you kind of thrown right back into it here in Edenton, kind of, I guess, rushed back into your mojo on the mound?
Yeah, I had about 3 or 3.5 weeks at home, where I have a facility that I work out at. It's called a Full Reps Training Center. And so I was there. They were opened up for about 3.5 weeks before I came down here. So that was nice to definitely have a little bit of a refresher and being able to throw a little bit before coming down here to Edenton. Yeah, I mean, in Pennsylvania, most of everything has been closed for a long time now, and so things are fortunately starting to open back up, but for a while there, kind of stuck in the gutter.
Tyler Myers pops out to center for the third and final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Steamers. Alan Brown did strike out here in the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third, still scoreless. Ryan Kutz and Ray Stokeham, who is still here. He didn't leave. I just wanted to make sure Ryan got his time on the mic with me. Still scoreless heading to the top of the third. When we come back, Norm Holcomb leads off, 8-9, and the top of the order due up, with Christian Carter and Shane McCarthy set up to come up to the dish in the inning. 0-0 still the score. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. On Saturday, July 25th, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for their game. The jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. Colin Crimminger back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Norm Holcomb leading off in the inning, takes the first pitch for a strike, second from Crimminger low and away for ball 1. I'm still joined by Ryan Kutz and Ray Stokeham up here in the booth. Ryan, you've been fortunate. Not every Steamer gets to have their family come down and watch them play at any point in the season as Holcomb grounds the 1-1 to third. Copeland fields it cleanly and makes the throw over in time for the first out of the inning. Your family did come down and support you for a bit. How was it just having your family come down and cheer you on? Your dad, a really nice guy, he introduced himself to me. Definitely just shows his support on the streams. But how did it feel having your family come all the way down from Pennsylvania to support you here in Edenton, North Carolina?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really nice for them to come down. They came down here just for a short weekend, and it was both my parents and one of my 2 sisters were able to make it down. And so it was really great to see them. I know they were definitely looking forward to coming down here, and I was definitely looking forward for them to coming down and seeing them for sure.
Christian Carter reaches base safely on a little bloop pop-up to right field in no man's land. So the second hit of the game recorded for the Knights, and a runner on first with 1 out in the inning. Ray, will finally bring you back on here. So you guys yesterday, I had a lot of fun because a lot of times, I'm busy calling your games, but when we go on the road, sometimes they don't have the proper facilities for me to call the game, so I get to hang out with you guys in the dugout in the bullpen. You guys are just, you two in particular, along with Brett Folk, some of the funniest dudes I've ever gotten to hang out with mid-game. As Shane McCarthy lines out to Adam Fine in center, 2 outs recorded in the inning. I want to ask you, this might be a weird question, but where did you guys learn your chirping roots? Because let me tell you, you guys have some really unique ways of going at the opponents and even sometimes the umpires.
I would never, first of all. Put that out there.
Come on.
Yeah, I keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I don't know where this question's coming from.
It's all appropriate. I'm not trying to throw any of you guys under the bus, but you're funny. Like, I got to say, two of the funnier guys I've ever been around.
I mean, when you're in a bullpen for 9 innings a day, pretty much every day, you kind of have to make your own fun a little bit, and just that's one way to just stay in the game. It's more about supporting your teammates than anything else. They enjoy it. As for the quality of our content, I think you just have some really very intelligent fellows on this team that know their role in the dugout. And, that's just us being authentic. None of us are putting on a show or anything. It's just kind of what comes out, I guess.
Ryan, how about yourself? Do yours go back to any particular moment where you really learned how to go at another team, or is it just kind of natural? Does it kind of come off the cuff?
No, it just kind of comes off the cuff. I mean, and to be quite honest with you, not a big chirp guy in general, but coming down here and hanging with Mr. Stokeham here to my right and Brett Folk, it really opens you up a little bit more.
Hey, man, you got to contribute somehow.
That's right. Even on the off days, you got to figure out some way to help out.
2 outs in the inning. Zach Will now in a 2-2 count in his second plate appearance. Christian Carter still standing on first. Still scoreless here in the top of the third.
Pat, you picked it up pretty quick yourself.
I disagree. I was really trying my best to think of anything funny, anything creative, and I really couldn't. Ryan, I have to ask, is there a difference as Zach Will goes down swinging as the final out in the inning? We'll get back to it when we come back in the bottom of the third. No runs come across on 1 hit for the Knights here in the top of the third. No errors on part of the Edenton Steamers. The Knights do pick up 1 hit in the inning, however. When we come back, Edenton picks things up back at the top of the order. Adam Fine, Jared Kaufman, and Houston Wright due up in the inning. Once again, 0-0 our score here at Historic Hicks Field. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Back at Historic Hicks Field, 0-0 our score as we are moments away from the bottom of the third being underway. Adam Fine, the leadoff man, as we're back at the top of the order for the Steamers, making our second trip through the lineup. Zach Capps back on the mound as he's held the Steamers to just one hit through the first two frames. I'm still joined by Ryan Kutz and Ray Stokeham up here in the booth. Right before we left, Ryan, I was going to ask you a question, and that was you coming from Pennsylvania, coming down here to Edenton, North Carolina. We talked a little bit about the fun you guys have in the bullpen, talking with other teams, with other teams and umpires. Is there a difference between the way teams talk a little bit of trash up north versus how they do it here down south?
Not really. I mean, they definitely talk more trash down south here for sure. Up home, we didn't really talk all that much trash, and so coming down here was kind of a little bit of a culture shock itself with the trash talk wise. But yeah, there's not too much of a difference when people do talk trash up north, up home.
It takes some real creativity, I would say.
Oh yeah, you got to rattle that right off the dome. You can't hesitate, or you do not sound all that great.
I got to give it to Cutsy too. He picked it up quick. I mean, unbelievably quick. It was impressive.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Adam Fine shows bunt, but pulls back in time on the first pitch, 1-0 the count. So Ryan and Ray. Ray, you were up here earlier before I had the epiphany to do a rapid fire. Mm-hmm. Fine tries laying down a bunt on the 1-0. Fouls it off back into the netting behind home plate, so the count moves to 1-1. Ryan, this is your first time up here, so I'll begin to do a rapid fire with both of you. The questions start easy for some people. I guess they kind of stump the guys like Colin and Brett were kind of stumped as well in the first couple of questions, but I think they start pretty easy and they get a little bit harder as we go along. Feel free to provide as much or little detail as possible. Doesn't matter. So we'll start with Ryan and then we'll go to Ray. Favorite music artist?
Travis Scott.
Riley Green.
Favorite song? Doesn't have to be by them.
Stargazing by Travis Scott.
Oh, that is your warm-up song.
Right now, probably 24 by Money Man.
Adam Fine now even in the count, 2-2 with no outs and nobody on. Favorite food?
Linguine and clams.
Huge steak fan.
How many people have said steak? How many people have said steak? John Barrow and Tommy Bass have been up here for every one of these rapid fires as Adam Fine goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. How many people say steak? He's the first person, though, to not say a good steak.
I mean, I'd like to think that with my ability on the grill, just about any steak can be good, but at the same time, I'm aware of my limitations, so I'm just going to say steak in general. I mean, it goes without saying that nothing beats a good steak with maybe a baked potato, some butter. See, now I'm getting hungry.
No, I am hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast, so don't do that to me. Favorite fruit?
Probably, strawberries.
I'd say grapes. Apples are a close second, though.
I don't mean to pause here, but you brought up a new food, linguine and clams.
Yeah, what?
What are the origins to linguine and clams?
It's something that whenever we go visit my mom's family up in Maine, we always have. And so linguine and clams has just kind of turned into be my favorite thing.
Is that just something you will only have from your grandmother, or is that like you'll have it anywhere you can find it?
I'll get it a lot of places. Not anywhere, because clams are something you don't want to eat any bad clams. But I'll get it pretty fairly frequently.
Jared Kaufman goes down on strikes as the second out of the inning. Houston Wright digging in. Houston Wright did come up with a single back in the bottom of the first on 2 outs. Favorite sport outside of baseball?
Football.
My favorite sport, even including baseball, is hockey.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Growing up, we had season tickets to the Carolina Hurricanes up until I was about 12 or 13, I think. So, I mean, I got to go to all the games. I got to go to some of the playoff games and won the Cup. So that's always kind of been like my first love. Just never really played it. My feet are too big anyways.
We'll put a pause on the rapid fire real quick. We'll be joined by Ryan Kutz and Ray Stokeham to finish out this rapid fire in this interview in the top of the fourth inning. No runs come across for the Steamers as Houston Wright flies out for the third out of the inning to center field. No hits for the Steamers either in the inning. No errors on part of the Greenbrier defense. 0-0 still our score as we head to the top of the fourth. When we come back, Zach Will leads off. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Knights. Here at Historic Hicks, my name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Steamers are excited to announce the upcoming Magic 95.9 night at Historic Hicks Field. On Friday, July 24th, one lucky fan will go home with $25,000, courtesy of Magic 95.9. Mark your calendars now. You will not want to miss it. Magic 95.9 is a proud sponsor of your Edenton Steamers. Tune in every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and listen with Bill Benjamin, Magic 95.9. The Music Lover Station. Colin Crimminger back on the mound for his fourth inning of work as we're moving through this ball game rather quickly already in the fourth.
Pat, you just committed a cardinal bullpen sin, my man.
What is that?
Can't be talking about how fast the game's going by too early.
Wow.
Just for the education, you know.
The more you know.
Exactly, exactly.
I'm still joined by Ray Stokeham and Ryan Kutz up here in the booth as Wes Bonney leads off, in fact, for the Greenbrier Knights offense. Takes the first pitch from Crimminger for ball one. Guys, how about that? Not $25,000 going to someone here.
Can I be a fan that night?
Yeah,
Can I be a fan that night?
You're still going to be with us here that night, so you'll have to talk to our GM Tyler Russell.
Yeah, talk to Bill Benjamin.
Talk to Bill Benjamin.
I'll talk to Bill Benjamin.
Can I be a fan that night? I'd love $25,000. If $25,000 doesn't get you to come down here to Edenton, I don't know what will.
That gets us a lot of golf there, Pat.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wanted to get back to the rapid fire, but we got to talk a little golf here.
Let's do it.
You're not a bad golfer, my friend. I went out there with you, Brett Folk, and Alex Shirazi as well. Alex, just getting into the game as it appears to me.
Yeah, I'd say he's relatively new. If you want to talk pure strength off the tee, though, Alex is up there with people that have been playing forever.
Blows me away. I've been playing for years now, and I don't even hold a candle as Bonnie fouls off the 3-1, fills up the count.
Cutsy's a golfer, too.
Are you in? We haven't golfed yet.
No,
What's
I know.
This about?
I know. I hear you. I haven't played much golf this summer at all. I'm not very good. I'll tell you that much.
When'd you start playing?
I'll hit the ball very far, but I'm not very good. I've been playing for years. My dad's a huge golfer, so he's been playing for years, and so I've probably been playing since I was 10 years old.
Oh, you got to be better than me.
I'm not as good as you'd think.
I feel like you're being really humble. No one that's playing that long.
I'm telling you now, I'm not as good as I should be for playing that long.
As Bonnie goes down swinging on the full count pitch from Colin Crimminger for the first out of the inning. Ray, when did you start playing? Because you're solid, man. You're a good golfer.
I don't know about all that, but I really do appreciate that compliment because I've been playing a lot of golf over quarantine.
By solid, I mean no one. You're not going to go out there and keep anyone from, moving on from the hole or.
Oh yeah, I'm not slowing anyone down. Mainly just because if my ball goes out of bounds, it's probably well out of bounds. I'm looking for it anyways.
That seems to be a trend with you baseball players. You just absolutely yoke these balls off the tee.
Yeah, it's fun watching guys like Bryson DeChambeau go out there and crush golf balls on the weekend. So, usually if I'm looking at laying up or going for it, I'm probably going to lean towards going for it more times than not.
Because as different as the swings are, it really all comes down to hip rotation, how fast you can swing your hips. And so I guess to that degree, it's pretty similar.
It helps and hurts. I feel like as most baseball players are, I've got a mean slice off the tee that I've had to corral. But, the extra distance is nice.
Still just one out in the inning. Warren Bailey in at the dish for his second plate appearance. Count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So let's get back to the rapid fire here, fellas. We left off halfway through that back half of the inning. So we're going to pick it up now. We were talking about favorite sports other than baseball. You said hockey, and Ray, and you play basketball. So I was really expecting basketball to be, especially being those two are the same season. But you said you have big feet. What foot are you? What size foot are you?
I wear a size 14 foot shoe.
That's large. So let's get back into the rapid fire. I wanted you to say that on air. That's absolutely, for someone my size, at about 6'3", a 14-foot size shoe is still pretty big.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing in middle school. I was like 5'3" with a size 13 shoe. So that was I looked like a clown. I'm not gonna lie. I also had bright red shoes because I was a big NC State fan. So tough times.
Inning retired, but we'll keep it here for the rapid fire. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. So we're gonna pick it back up. Favorite baseball memory?
Playing baseball. Probably either going to the state championship my junior year of high school or when I was 12 going and playing baseball in Cooperstown, New York.
I didn't win a state championship, but we won conference my senior year, and that was pretty cool still.
Favorite baseball player? Now. We'll say now.
Trevor Bauer.
I'm also a huge Trevor Bauer fan, but I'll go Walker Buehler. That guy's electric.
Favorite baseball team?
Boston Red Sox.
Atlanta Braves.
Go Yankees.
Oh, man, come on.
I had to slide that in.
Don't get me started.
You can't say that too loud down here.
Hey, cheaters are cheaters. That's all I gotta say. I'm just joking around. Favorite steamer?
Ray Stokeham.
Oh, man. See, I said Colin Croninger last time, but I got to go with Cutsy now. That's my boy.
And last
Stand next to him in the anthem line.
Always.
That's my guy.
Always.
Last question before I let you guys go. What you want out of your 2020-2021 season?
I'll go real quick just because I'm ready. I'll let Cutsy think. Personally, I'd like to just kind of make an impact at LR, be an impact reliever, do a lot of the same things I've done here this summer, just coming in and, striking guys out, being effective. But more than anything, just winning the SAC title, South Atlantic Conference, that's the big thing. Getting to the NCAA tournament is a huge goal for our program, so that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I think my goals are pretty similar to Ray's. Being a sophomore, still pretty young, but I want to come into school next year and hopefully be an impact arm out of the bullpen and help win an A-10 championship down in Davidson and hopefully get back to the NCAA tournament like 2017 run.
How good does an A-10 championship sound?
Outstanding.
Sounds pretty nice to me, too. I'm not even in the A-10.
So, guys, I'm going to let you go, but before I do, both of your families watch this stream. Anything you guys want to send to your loved ones watching?
Yeah, my family was able to come down for the All-Star game, which was awesome. It was amazing to see them. So, Mom, Grandma Kay, Dad, Aunt Emily, just everybody listening, Grandma Kathy, I love y'all, and I appreciate you guys' support more than you guys could ever imagine.
Yeah, Mom, Dad, Victoria, Mags, Lex, thank y'all so much for always having my back, and I'll see you guys shortly. I'll see you guys next week.
Guys, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Foster. Thanks for doing a great job and being here with us all summer.
Pat, you're the man.
No problem, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Once again, Ray Stokeham, Ryan Kutz up here in the booth. They're heading back down to the bullpen. Alan Alonso up at the dish to lead off here in the bottom of the fourth frame. In now a 2-2 count, as we're still knotted up at 0-0. Greenbrier leading the way offensively with 2 hits to Edenton's just 1. Edenton hasn't picked up a hit since the bottom of the first. Alan Alonso goes down looking here in the bottom of the fourth for the first out for the Steamers. Alonso now 0 for 1 today after working a walk in his first plate appearance. Shane Easter looking to pick up his first at-bat, as he also worked his way on via base on balls in just 4 pitches in his first plate appearance. Easter takes the first pitch from Caps, who's back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Taken for ball 1. The 1-0 swung on, popped in the air in foul territory over by first base Christian Carter, giving it a look. That one just smart foul. My apologies, we never went around the defense for the Greenbrier Knights. Zach Capps, the redshirt freshman out of Bryan and Stratton College on the mound. Warren Bailey, the redshirt sophomore, also out of Bryan and Stratton behind the plate. Christian Carter, the freshman out of California University of Pennsylvania at first base, as Easter now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach Will, the freshman out of Bryan and Stratton, over at second base. Ricky Sisto, the redshirt senior, headed to St. Andrews at short. Jacob Jackson, the incoming freshman at Washington and Lee University, at the hot corner at third. The 1-2 to Easter taken middle in, as he has to drop his hands out of the way of the pitch. Count moves to 2-2. The outfield left to right, Norm Holcomb, the sophomore at the University of Mary Washington in left. Shane McCarthy, the junior out of Florida Southern College in center, and Rylan Brown, the freshman at Lewisburg College, going into his 2nd year in right. Shane Easter evens are now in a full count after taking the 2-2 all the way in for ball 3. Just 1 out in the inning following the Alan Alonso strikeout.
Foul ball.
Easter fouls off the 3-2, so he stays alive. count pitch. Swung on, grounded to short. Sisto fields it in the dirt. Makes the throw over to Carter at first for the second out of the inning. That brings up Tyler McPeek, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Went down in just 4 pitches with the bases loaded at the bottom of the first. Steamers have yet to see a base runner since the first inning, as both sides still scoreless here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch to McPeek, flowing outside. Just a bit outside as it's taken for ball 1. First pitch following the ball is taken in the dirt, so the count does move to 2-0. McPeek on the defensive end, playing catcher and first as he takes the 2-0 deep to right center field and over the wall for his 4th home run of the 2020 summer to finally put a run on the board in this contest and give the Steamers just their 2nd hit of the night. 1-0 our score after the solo home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th from Tyler McPeek. What a way to bounce back after the strikeout looking with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 1st. So the Steamers lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. 58 minutes into tonight's contest. McPeek crossing the plate for the 10th time as a runner here in 2020 and bringing across his 12th RBI as Aaron Copeland digs in. Copeland first pitch swinging, sends this one to deep right. Rylan Brown back at the track, but he makes a tough one-handed catch over the shoulder for the 3rd and final out of the inning. Aaron Copeland, though, allowed final out. 1 run comes across for the Steamers here in the inning on just 1 hit. A solo home run for Tyler McPeek with 2 outs, no runners left on. No errors on part of the Greenbrier defense. When we come back, Greenbrier picks it up with Ricky Sisto. 6, 7, and 8 due up. Jacob Jackson and Norm Holcomb also set up to the dish in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball 1-0. Our score as we head to the 5th frame. Only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Shortstop from St. Andrews, number 6,
Ricky Sisto leads off in the 5th inning for the Greenbrier offense, still scoreless, but both teams knotted up with 2 hits aside. 1-0 is our score after Tyler McPeek finally broke open the 0-0 contest with a solo home run to right center for his 4th home run of 2020. A solo shot that makes it a 1-0 contest. Sisto looking to bounce back after striking out in 5 pitches. Grounds one hard to Copeland at 3rd. Fields it on a hop. Pins it in between his left elbow and his stomach. And makes a throw over from the corner in time across the diamond for the 1st out of the inning. Aaron Copeland in the infield. A .938 fielding percentage. But even that seems low if you don't look at the numbers and you've just watched this kid play third all year. 16 total chances, 7 assists, 8 putouts with just 1 error. Jacob Jackson digging in. Watches the first pitch go by for strike 1. Nice breaking pitch with some movement to it from Colin Crimminger. Jackson also struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Skies went out to center. Adam Fine with a nice read on it to put this one away in deep center for the second out.
That field from the University of Mary Washington, number 3,
Norm Holcomb making his second appearance. Grounded out to third in just 3 pitches back in the 3rd inning. And gets hit on the first pitch of the AB from Colin Crimminger. First hit batter of the night for Crimminger, and that puts a base runner on with 2 outs, and Christian Carter now coming up to the plate. Carter 1 for 1 tonight with a single. In 13 games played, however, coming into tonight, Carter just a 143 average with 3 singles and a double to his credit. And now 4 singles on the year. Takes the first pitch from Crimminger for ball 1. Second pitch. Looks like a slider from Crimminger. But the count moves to 2-0. And I only say that as a question because the way he throws his arm on some fastballs does look as though he's throwing a slider. He actually called me out on it. In a good way, very friendly. Steps off, fakes the throw over. 2-0 the count to Christian Carter at the dish. Norm Holcomb on first following the hit by pitch with 2 outs. 2-0 to Carter, swung on and missed. So he shortened up on the swing, but that slider had a hard bite to it. Winds up middle away. The 2-1. Holcomb on his way down to second. The throw from Brown is not in time. Carter now digging back in with the count at 2-2 as he took that 2-1 all the way in for a strike, seeing Holcomb take off from first. Crimminger steps off. 2s from top to bottom on the Open Door Church scoreboard and right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 runner on second. The pitch from Crimminger. In the dirt, Holcomb with a late jump on it. Brown having to rip the mask off to find that ball. Count fills up. Sun nearly set here in Edenton, North Carolina. A bit of orange shining off the scoreboard and right. The 3-2 popped up into the outfield. Alan Alonso and Adam Fine communicating as Fine makes the catch in center to end the inning. No runs come across on no hits for the Knights. No errors on part of the Steamers defense. 1-0 still our score when we come back. Alan Brown leads off 8-9, and then back to the top of the order for our 3rd trip through the lineup for the Edenton Steamers. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Okay. The question is, which current Steamer was named the TSL Hitter of the Week after the week 1 of this season?
That should be fairly simple.
You know, we had a picture of you this week.
I think we have an answer for that already. seeing Steamer questions to ask. As you're looking to quench your thirst here to the concession stand at the high school Pepsi Park, you also get one from the Clam Shack located down the third baseline. And Pepsi, official soft drink of your Edenton Steamers. Catching from Presbyterian, number 11, Alan Brown.
Alan Brown leading off for the Steamers. In the bottom of the fifth, looking to extend their slim one-run lead. 1-0 still our score following the scoreless top of the fifth. Colin Crimminger dealing out there thus far. Only 2 hits allowed to the Greenbrier offense and no runs given up. Zach Capps doing some good work as well, as he's back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Just 1 earned run surrendered on the solo home run from Tyler McPeek. In the bottom of the 4th, Alan Brown looking to pick up his first hit tonight. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Takes the first 2 pitches for a pair of balls. Third pitch taken all the way in for strike 1. As mentioned before, Brown with an average under 200. So he's still looking to find a rhythm here in the summer. Brown looking to break what is now a 6-game no-hit streak that stretches all the way back to the 5th of July as he rips one into left and ends that streak. A base hit for Alan Brown. And I'm sure that's all he needs to see to get some confidence back in the box. Tyler Myers now digging in with no outs in the inning and a runner on first following the leadoff single into left from Alan Brown. Brown seeing just 3 pitches in that at-bat. A little meeting on the mound for the Knights. I'm sure the pitching coach just trying to make sure Capps didn't lose his composure after the home run from McPeek. Rare that we see the Steamers held scoreless through 4 innings. Or through 3 innings even, as they did bring their first run across in the bottom of the 4th.
As they will press here, number 1, Tyler Myers.
So Tyler Myers digging in. Zach Capps still on the mound following the meeting. Alan Brown standing on first with no outs in the inning. Myers takes the first pitch high for ball 1. One out to Myers taken as he leans back out of the zone, but it's called strike 1. Myers takes the 1-1 high and outside for ball 2.
That's just what Julie said that one time you raced it. It's actually running. It's
2-1 now the count to Myers, with Alan Brown still standing on first. The 2-1. Taken high and tight for ball 3. The 3-1. Swung on and missed, so Myers fills up the count. Myers with 4 hits on the season, 3 singles and a double. A 160 batting average. Made his last start against Greenbrier on the 16th, went 1 for 3. Brown on his way down to second on the full count pitch with none out. But Myers does in fact work a walk, so no throw necessary behind the plate. Myers picks up his 7th walk of 2020. And that brings us back to the top of the order. Still no outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners standing on first and second. Brown the runner in scoring position. Following the leadoff single, Fine tried to lay down a bunt. Comes off the end of the bat straight back into the backstop. Fine behind in the count 0-1. Cap steps off to check Brown back to second. The 0-1 to Fine. Grounded slowly to third. Jackson fields it, steps on the bag at third for 1. Making the easiest out. So Fine grounds into a fielder's choice. Now 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts as well. But they're calling it a foul ball. Adam Fine making his way back to the plate. Manager for Greenbrier making his feelings known to Jeff Gardner. Gardner taking a bit of a tongue lashing as that ball's ruled foul. It must have hit off of home plate because that rolled into fair territory. Also could have hit off of his foot. Count back to 0-1 against Fine. With runners still at first and second. Very, very interested to see what comes out of this AB. 1-2 the count, in fact. Pitch on its way. Taken for a called strike 3. So no real difference in result for the Knights, as runners still remain on first and second. And that brings up Jared Kaufman, who's 0 for 2 today. A fly out to right back in the first, and a strikeout looking in the third. An RBI opportunity for Jared Kaufman, with Alan Brown standing on second. A ball in the gap could bring home 2, however, with Myers also standing on first. Kaufman 3 for 4 in the 22-8 victory. Picked up a double, 2 singles, a pair of RBIs as well. Swings at the 0-1, and he's underneath the pitch as he falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner still on first and second, just 1 out in the inning. A double play ball in order, though, for the Greenbrier infield. Caps with the 0-2. Swung on him as strike 3. Kaufman goes down with a strikeout for his second time tonight. Now Houston Wright comes up to the dish. 1 of 3 hits for Edenton tonight. Coming from right all the way back in the bottom of the first. Was the first hit for the Steamers tonight. A single into center. First pitch to right, in the dirt. Bailey protects nicely behind the plate, but the shortstop, Sisto, not covering the bag as Alan Brown was caught in between second and third. Brown able to get back to second without a throw down with no one covering. The 1-0 now to right, following the pitch in the dirt, is driven right back up the middle into center. Head coach Marshall McDonald going to hold all the runners up, though, at just one base. As Wright's now 2 for 3 today. Nice hit there from Houston Wright. Saw just one pitch in the at-bat and earned himself a hitting coach's delight, a line drive right back up the middle. And that brings up Alan Alonso, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking. Alonso walked in his first plate appearance. Takes the first pitch high and inside for ball 1. Caps in a dangerous situation with the Steamers loading the bases here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-run lead already for the hometown Clams. 1-0 is still our score. The 1-0 to Alonso, taken high for ball 2. 2 balls away from walking in a run. Cap steps off, checking all the runners back to their respective bases. Alonso stepping out of the box now. The men at each ends taking their time to prep for the upcoming pitch. The 2-0 from Caps. Swung on, hit hard on the ground to third. Jackson fielding it, steps on the bag for the easiest out to retire the side. 1 hit for the Steamer, 2 hits for the Steamers in the inning. No runs come across, 3 runners left on. No errors on part of the Greenbrier defense. When we come back, the Knights will lead off with Shane McCarthy as they're back at the top of the order for their 3rd time around. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
The answer is stomachache. We have a winner.
It is 2 for Tuesday, 2 hot dogs for $2. Tomorrow night is Margaritaville night. Wear your favorite beach attire and enjoy a discounted man short lager. All you can eat concessions tomorrow night, $12. That covers your ticket into the game and all the hot dogs, hamburgers, and chicken and bratwurst you can eat. I know a lot of guys can eat a lot of that stuff. Pitching now for the Steamers from the low round number 7, Brett Fulk.
Regulator Marine is a locally owned and operated boat builder who crafts the best center console sport fishing boats in the business. Built in North Carolina and tested against the challenging conditions of the Outer Banks, Regulator boats are seriously tough sport fishers known for their exceptional fit and finish, as well as a dry, soft, and comfortable ride. Designed for ultimate fishability, incredible comfort, and serious performance at every turn, each boat in their line delivers maximum versatility as you pursue the offshore life. New pitcher on the mound for the Edenton Steamers. It's the TSL Pitcher of the Week, Brett Fulk. Fulk earned the nod after 2 appearances last week with 4 total innings pitched, surrendering no runs on just 1 hit with no walks and 6 strikeouts. Here with 8 games played total for the Steamers, making 9 games. 12 innings collected. A win-loss record of 1-1 as the first pitch to Shane McCarthy is taken high and away for ball 1. Just 3 earned runs, 3 total runs as well to Folk's credit. Second pitch taken middle away for ball 2. He's allowed just 6 hits, struck out 17 batters, and now holds one of the highest ERAs, if not, in fact, the highest ERA on the Steamers at 2.25 and a whip of .750. The 2-0 reached at and missed. Count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 to McCarthy. Big swing and a miss. He's behind a fastball. High, down the middle low. Count moves to 2-2 against Shane McCarthy. The 2-2. Swung on him as strike 3. Folk comes back with a changeup after the heater down the middle. Picks up the first out of the inning with a strikeout swinging from Shane McCarthy, his first strikeout of the night, but he moves to 0-3 in tonight's contest. Zach Will looking to avoid doing just that as he comes into this appearance 0-2 tonight with a strikeout looking back in the 3rd. Also grounded out to 3rd in his first plate appearance. First pitch swinging, he pops it up and over the grandstand. He falls behind in the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, no one on. Pitch swung on and missed. Looked like a curveball there from Folk. Had Will swinging over the top of it. The 0-2. Taken for a called strike 3. 2 up, 2 down in the inning for Greenbrier. Brett Folk, the TSL pitcher of the week, dealing to start. Back-to-back swinging punch-outs. And that brings in Wes Bonney, who's 1 for 2 today. Picked up the first hit of the contest for Greenbrier in the first inning with a double with 2 outs already recorded. Struck out in his last appearance in the 4th. Takes the first pitch fastball from Folk right down Broad Street. So the count moves to 0-1. The 0-1. Way inside. Bonnie able to kick his leg out of the way in time. Count moves to 1-1 with the bases still empty, 2 away. The 1-1 from Folk. Looked like another breaking pitch that fell right back into the zone after starting above it. Puts Bonnie behind in the count 1-2. One, two, swung on and driven foul down the first base line. That one caught up on the netting above the walkway in front of the concession stands. Count stands at 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled off his foot as Bonnie drops to a knee. Gets back up though to walk it off. No runners on, 2 outs already for Greenbrier here in the top of the 6th. As we're an hour and 27 minutes into tonight's contest. The 1-2, grounded to Easter at second, charging in on it, fields it in the dirt. Makes the throw over to first in time, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Greenbrier in the inning with 2 strikeouts. No hits, no runs, no runners left on, no errors on part of the Steamers defense. When we come back, the Steamers pick things up with Shane Easter. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Tyler McPeek waits on deck. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Earlier this season, which Steamer pitcher was named TSL Pitcher of the Week earlier this season? Do you know the answer? We'll do the information for you. That's right, tomorrow night is Margaritaville night. You'll be hearing a lot of Jimmy Buffett music. Well, your favorite feature time. Pitching now from Pensacola State College, number 29, Ryan Petit.
One to nothing still our score. As the 6th frame just moments away from starting here at Historic Hicks Field. Shane Easter leads off against Ryan Khatib, the new man on the mound for the Greenbrier Knights. The left-handed sophomore at Pensacola State College, making his 2nd appearance against Edenton this year. 2 appearances overall thus far. His first appearance came against the Steamers back on the 11th as the first pitch to Easter is taken for ball 1. Just an inning and a third of work, allowed 1 earned run on 1 hit, 6 walks, and 4 strikeouts against Edenton on the 11th. One the count following the 1-0 strike. 3rd pitch on the way. Looked like a 12-6 curveball there from Khatib. Moves the count to 2-1. 2-1, roped on a line. Hits off the dirt near Sisto at short, but that one into left without a play. Easter picking up his first hit tonight, now 1 for 2 with a walk in 3 plate appearances. And Tyler McPeek digging back in. A righty on lefty matchup for the man who has brought the only home run, or only run for that matter, across the plate for either side, as we still are in a tightly contested 1-0 game. First pitch to McPeek in this at-bat, taken a bit low and inside, but it's called strike 1 from Jeff Gardner behind the plate. The 0-1 hits McPeek in the back. Khatib no control over that curveball. hit McPeek on his backside, and that brings up Aaron Copeland. Nearly went deep in his last plate appearance. Went to the warning track on the first pitch against Zach Capps. Rylan Brown making an impressive play over the shoulder and right. To bring that fourth inning to a close, Copeland now with an RBI opportunity. Easter standing on second, McPeek at first. Copeland first pitch swinging, and he grounds it down the third base line. Copeland, for most of this season, was struggling to bring his batting average up above 180 as he's way ahead on a changeup. Count moves to 0-2 as he comes up empty on the swing and miss. But Copeland now with an average of 229.
I got a cheeseburger. Check to see what you got.
Copeland swinging at the 0-2, softly grounds it down the third base line. But he'll dig back in to do the 0-2 dance once again.
I got chicken and
Copeland locked in a battle here with Ryan Khatib. 1 ball, 2 strikes still to count. Warren Bailey having a conversation with Khatib on the mound. Sorry for the brief break, had some confusion up here in the press box. 2 runners still on. Aaron. The 1-2 to Copeland. Fouled off once again. In on the hands. But he fights it off. Looks like a changeup from Khatib. Copeland went deep twice in the last TSL contest for the Steamers. Home run in his first plate appearance, and then went deep as well in the 8th inning. As he pops up the 1-2 with Easter on the move down to third. He'll head right back to second. Still 1-2 count. Pitch on the way from Khatib. Swung on a missed. Copeland reached out of the zone from what looked like a slider from Khatib. Probably his first slider thrown today. Had Copeland off balance. As he goes down as the first out of the inning. Alan Brown digging in. Finally put an end to that 6-game hitless streak. In his last AB, a single into left, but was left stranded on third. Easter on the way down to third on the first pitch to Alan Brown as McPeek moving to second, but Brown fouls it off. Both runners heading back. Khatib made his last appearance on the mound for Greenbrier against Tidewater on the 17th. He allowed 4 earned runs, 7 total on in inning and 2/3 of work. 3 hits and 3 walks to his credit, just 2 struck out batters. And he hits his second batter of the night. Goes from 2 to 4 this season in just a third of an inning of work. So the bases are loaded now. Brown remains 1 for 2 today after the hit by pitch, and Tyler Myers comes up to the dish. And what could be a defining at-bat for his season. Bases loaded. Manager Greenbrier coming to talk things over with Ryan Khatib. Still no grand slams for any Steamer this season. Most we've seen are 3-run blasts. But just 2 grand slams hit here at Historic Hicks this season, both in the Zach Jarnowski digs in for Warren Bailey. In the cleanup spot, grounds the first pitch from Brett Falk, who's back on the mound for his second inning of work, to third. Aaron Copeland fields and makes the throw over to McPeek at first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Greenbrier offense. Here in the top of the 7th, 2-0. Our score after 1 run came across in the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Khatib walked Adam Fine with the bases loaded, bringing in Shane Easter. Easter crossed as a runner for the 19th time here in 2020. Rylan Brown back up. Brown 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a ground out. Takes the first pitch from Falk for ball 1. Falk already with a pair of strikeouts. Second pitch runs a bit too far inside. Off of Alan Brown's mitt behind the plate. The 2-0. That one's ripped down the left field line, but it's way foul as it drifts over the batting cages. Down and left. Count moves to 2-1 though. The 2-1. Swung on a missed. Nice breaking pitch there from Falk. Brown too far above it. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2. Taken inside, perhaps a bit high as well. Up near the wrists of Brown. Full count pitch from Brett Falk on its way. Way inside for ball 4. So Rylan Brown walks. So the first base runner allowed from Brett Falk in his inning and a third of work thus far. Ricky Sisto digging in for the 3rd time. 0 for 2 tonight with a ground out and a strikeout swinging. Double play ball ends the inning. Now in order for the Steamers infield following the Rylan Brown walk. First pitch to Sisto. Taken inside. Fastball from Falk. Missed the zone. 1-0 the count. Falk gives up just his 4th walk of the season to Rylan Brown. The 1-0 to Sisto and is low below the zone. Count moves to 2-0. The 2-0 now to Sisto. Swung on, popped up in the air. Aaron Copeland calling it off as that one wasn't hit too high. Copeland making the catch in routine 3rd positioning for the 2nd out. Double play ball no longer necessary for the Steamers infield. Forced at second base with Rylan Brown still at first. Jacob Jackson getting a 3rd chance at the plate now. A strikeout and a line out to center. Slow roller down the line to 3rd, but Copeland's going to let that one cut foul about 7 feet in front of the bag. Oh, 1 the count to Jackson following the foul ball. Time called at the plate. 0-1 the count still. Brown with the lead off of first. The lone base runner for the Knights. And time called once again. So 0-1 still the count. Following a pair of timeout calls at the plate. Brown with the lead off of first. The 0-1. Popped in the air in foul territory. Brown racing to it. A diving attempt. But it drops to the grass in foul territory. That does set Jackson behind in the count, though. No balls and 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes the count to Jackson at the plate. 1 runner on first in Ryland Brown. 2 outs in the inning. Jackson looking to avoid picking up his 6th strikeout of the season. And 2nd of tonight. Behind in the count 0-2. Folk. Kicks and deals, but a timeout called at the plate. So maybe Jacob Jackson playing some head games in that right-handed hitter's box. No balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Gardner signaling over to the Steamers dugout, saying that's enough. He steps out from behind the plate. Connor Daly, the pitching coach, not happy with the time calls behind the plate. Jeff Gardner, the umpire, saying that's enough. But that's all that comes of that engagement. 0-2 the count. 1 runner on first, 2 outs. The pitch on its way from Folk. Swung on and roped back up the middle. First hit surrendered tonight from Brett Folk. 2nd in over a week. 2nd hit in 3 appearances given out from Brett Folk. And that brings us to Norm Holcomb, who's 0 for 1 today. Was hit by a pitch, I should say. Back in the 5th in his last appearance. Two outs, now 2 runners on. First pitch from Folk to Holcomb, fouled off. Smacks against home plate. Flies back towards the Greenbrier dugout. No balls and 1 strike, the count to Norm Holcomb. With runners on first and second, Brown with a lead off of second. Jacob Jackson a lead off of first. The 0-1 to Holcomb. Swing and a miss. At a pitch low below the zone. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Folk looking for the 3rd out. 0-2 popped up over the infield. Tyler McPeek working his way into the infield grass to make the catch and retire the side. 1 hit for Greenbrier in the inning. 2 runners left on. No runs come across to score as 2-0 is still our score here at Historic Hicks Field as we head into the bottom of the 7th frame. When we come back, the Steamers pick things up with Houston Wright and Alan Alonso, the cleanup hitter, waiting on deck. Shane Easter also due up in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. College of the Albemarle has proudly served northeastern North Carolina for nearly 60 years. COA is North Carolina's first community college with 4 campuses across 7 counties, excellent educational programs, and a strong tradition in the Albemarle region. Their real passion is transformation of their students as they achieve their dreams and grow to better serve their communities. No matter your background and whatever your goals, at COA, you'll transform your tomorrow. Visit the website today at www.albemarle.edu. Houston Wright leading off with 2 hits under his belt against a mystery man on the mound for Greenbrier, number 35, a right-handed pitcher. We're currently in the process of figuring out who it is on the mound. No 35 listed for the Knights.
Fire for a foul ball. We're looking for the Lincoln and your friend in the call.
Right in a 1-1 count following the foul ball. The 1-1 taken high and away. The 2-1. Swung on, driven deep to left field. Looking up at the wall is the left fielder Holcomb, but that one clears the wall. Wright takes the third pitch of the at-bat, deep over the wall and left. Over the Teal Monster for the 11th time this season. Earns himself his 30th RBI and extends his lead in that category as well as home runs. Now 11 for Houston Wright. He's 3 for 4 tonight with a pair of singles and a home run. That extends the lead to 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th with no outs. Alan Alonso now looking to continue the trend.
He did. Jeremy Nellis.
Alonso sends one to deep right center. Shane McCarthy making his way back about a foot in front of the warning track to make that catch. Confirmation of the man on the mound, Jeremy Nellis, the right-hander. Number 35 for the Greenbrier Knights. With 1 out in the inning and 1 run already come across, Shane Easter digs in with his Steamers up 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Nellis with the first pitch, curveball, moving quite slowly out of the hand. Can't quite find the zone. Easter takes the second pitch outside the zone for ball 2. Nellis out of James Madison University. Behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes to Shane Easter. Pitch on its way, taken high and away for ball 4. So Easter works a 1-out walk. Now the only runner on the base paths for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 run has already come across on a solo home run from Houston Wright. To make this a 3-0 game, Tyler McPeek, who's also gone deep in tonight's contest, and is 1 for 2 as he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. They call a balk against Nellis on the first pitch to McPeek. Easter trots up to second to take the double play ball away from the Greenbrier infield and put a runner in scoring position for the Steamers, with them up 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, I apologize, everyone. We did have to cut the mic off just because we had some confusion up here in the studio for a bit. So I apologize for the inconvenience. 1-0 the count to McPeek. This second pitch behind Bailey. It's now, in fact, Zach Charnofsky behind the plate. McPeek ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. And they rule another balk against Nellis, which brings Easter all the way in to score from third. For the second run here in the bottom of the 7th to make it a 4-0 game. McPeek takes the first strike of the AB.
3 balls and 1 strike.
So the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike against the first baseman tonight, with no one on and 1 out. And McPeek takes ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Nellis on the mound. And that brings in Aaron Copeland. Copeland looking to stay hot at the plate. 0 for 3, however, today. Struck out twice tonight. Flew out to right back in the 4th. McPeek takes a lead off of first. First pitch to Copeland. Breaks too far and outside. Count moves to 1-0. The 1-0 to Copeland. Taking low and away for ball 2. Carter and Nellis talking things over as the catcher Zach Jarnofsky comes out as well. Nellis coming off of the mound, and he's going to surrender pitching duties here in the bottom of the 7th. Maybe feeling a bit of discomfort in the arm, but he's not holding his arm as he walks to the dugout. That puts Greenbrier in a bit of an interesting situation. They did have a man warming up in the pen, who I believe to be Jason Coveney. It's number 26, Jason Coveney, coming in out of the bullpen for Jeremy Nellis. Coveney with 7 games played here in 2020 and 2 starts. He's accumulated 17 innings of work, a win-loss record of 0-2. 19 total runs have come across on his behalf, all of them earned on 24 hits, 6 walks, 12 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. His last appearance against the Steamers came back on July 8th, in which he made the start, picked up the loss, gave up 7 earned runs on 8 hits with 4 strikeouts. And he comes in with a runner on first in Tyler McPeek. 2 runs already come across in the inning. 1 from Houston Wright, who opened up the bottom of the 7th with a solo home run over the left field wall. His 11th of the year. Picking up his 29th, or make it his 30th RBI, but his 29th time scored as a runner. Shane Easter also came across to score, to bring him to an even 20 runs scored this season. Some of you might remember Coveney, the 2-sport athlete, as he's a 2-year member of the Hampton-Sydney College swim team. 2018, in his high school of Walsingham Academy, he was a 2-time team captain and 3-time most valuable swimmer. Was a first-team VISAA All-State selection in baseball. Currently majoring in physics and with a minor in applied mathematics. A New York sports fan. Go Yankees, also a Giants fan. Says his greatest sports moment was pitching in and winning a state title as a part of the Walsingham Academy baseball team his senior year. His last time out on the mound on the 18th against Old Dominion. He threw for 3 innings, allowed 2 earned runs to score on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
And we get back tomorrow night,
4-0 our score here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runs have come across in the bottom of the frame.
All your unique concessions, $12 gets you into the game, and also all the hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, and bratwurst you can eat. And I know a lot of you guys can eat a lot of that, so $12 is a bargain.
Coveney with just 1 more pitch left in his warm-up. All right, make it 2. The Steamers have scored in each the 4th, 6th, and 7th innings, with 1 run coming in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. Tyler McPeek got the scoring going here in the contest with a solo home run in the 4th. Shane Easter came in to score in the 6th off a bases loaded walk to Adam Fine, and also comes in to score as the 2nd run of this inning, thanks to a couple of balks from Jeremy Nellis, the relief pitcher for Greenbrier. Coveney finally ready. Copeland in a 2-0 count. First pitch from Coveney as he checks on McPeek at first is taken high and outside.
Couple of us did.
3-0 the count to Copeland. McPeek with the lead off of first. 1 out in the inning. Pitch from Coveney swung on and fouled off. As the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 from Coveney. Nice breaking pitch. That one slides back into the zone nicely to keep Copeland off balance at the plate. Fills up the count with 1 out, and McPeek still standing on first. Full count pitch from Coveney. Way inside. Copeland having to back out of the way. McPeek takes first. Or McPeek takes second as Copeland takes first. My apologies. Copeland with his 5th walk of 2020 as Coveney surrenders his 7th. And that brings up Alan Brown. Brown 1 for 2 today. Was hit by a pitch in his last appearance at the plate. RBI opportunity for Brown. So he takes the first pitch for ball 1. Brown with just 4 RBIs to his credit this summer. The 1-0. Popped up in foul territory. Christian Carter with a look. But that's all he'll give it, as that one's way out of play and smacks up against the concrete on East Freemason Street to the right of our press box. Two on, 1 out. The 1-1 from Coveney. That one swung on and popped up in the air. Shallow left. Norm Holcomb racing in to make the catch to put away the second out of the inning. And that brings up Tyler Myers, who struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Myers hitless today in his first appearance as a designated hitter in the Steamers lineup. First pitch swinging, slow roller to third. Jacob Jackson pulls his glove up too high, trying to field it with just the one hand. As it slides under his glove, Myers reaches on an error, so still hitless today. 0 for 4. That does load the bases, though, for the Steamers and bring up Adam Fine, who's 0 for 3 today with 3 punch-outs. Looking for the first hit of his night with his Steamers up 4-0 and the bases loaded. First pitch swinging on a slider from Coveney. Fine just about a half a foot above it on the swing. Falls behind 0-1. The 0-1 taken outside. And that evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 to Fine. Nearly got him in the back, but he ducks below the pitch in time. Count moves to 2-1. So what I think the buzzing was that some of you heard, unfortunately, my streaming software, OBS Studios, will occasionally disconnect due to a weak signal up here in the box. And I think that sometimes affects what you guys hear on the stream. As Fine takes the 2-1 in the dirt. McPeek held up at third, however, as that ball rolls all the way to the Greenbrier dugout. So I apologize for that buzzing, because it is unfortunately kind of out of my control, but I'm doing my best to monitor it throughout the contest. Fine ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 swung on and missed as he's underneath a changeup. Bit out ahead of it as well. Fills up the count with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Fine up to 15 walks on the season. If he can work one here, he ties up Alan Alonso for the most with 16. Swing on the 3-2. Fouls it off over the visitors' dugout. That one drew some cheers from the dugout of the Steamers. Everyone happy to just see Fine make some contact tonight. Bases loaded. Full count pitch coming up once again with 2 outs to Adam Fine. The pitch swung on, and that one's grounded hard through the hole between first and second. McPeek comes in to score from third. Copeland being waved around third as well as he comes in from second. The throw into the infield, bobbled by Christian Carter. And Adam Fine picks up his first hit tonight. A 2 RBI single into right field to make it now a 6-0 contest and put runners on the corners for the Steamers, with Jared Kaufman making his 5th walk up to the plate. Runners in the corners. First pitch to Kaufman, taking high above the zone. 1-0 the count. Kaufman came into today with an average of .317. However, an 0 for 4 day thus far. May have that average slipping. Fine on the move to second as Kaufman puts a charge into this pitch. Way gone over the left field wall. Kaufman picks up his 3rd round tripper of the 2020 summer. Kaufman also improves to 14 RBIs on the season, crosses the plate as a runner for the 18th time, and improves the lead for the Steamers to 9-0. And we've officially batted around as Houston Wright comes up to the plate for the second time in the inning. Wright led off the bottom of the 7th with a solo home run over the left field wall. Two outs in the inning for the Steamers following the 3-run blast to left field from Jared Kaufman. Houston Wright watches the first pitch of the AB come all the way in. A bit low, but way too far inside. Taken for ball 1. Kaufman saw a pitch he really liked in the second pitch of the AB and sent an absolute missile over the left field wall. Right, looking to stay hot at the plate. 3 for 4 today with a home run and a pair of singles. Fouls off the 2-0. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs and no one on base. Wright takes the 2-1 all the way in to put 2s from top to bottom on the right field scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with no one on base. Wright steps out of the box following the 3rd ball. 3 hits in the inning thus far for the Steamers. 2 of them home runs, and 1 of them an RBI single from, or 2 RBI single from Adam Fine. Full count pitch on the way to Wright with 2 outs and the bases empty. Fouls it up and over the grandstand. And yes, I did just mix off and up together and make the word op. Deal with it. I'm just kidding. 3-2 coming once again to Houston Wright with 2 outs and the bases empty. Popped up in the air into shallow left field. Left fielder Holcomb coming in to make the catch and retire the side. Not before the Steamers had 7 runs to what was a 2-run lead coming into the bottom of the 7th. Now 9-0 is our score. 3 hits for the Steamers in the inning. They leave none on. They bring 7 runs across. 1 error also on part of the Greenbrier defense. Greenbrier looking to come up with some offensive momentum as they are still scoreless. And a new pitcher making his debut for the Steamers. We'll get to it when we come back. 9-0 the score here at Historic Hicks in the top of the 8th inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Doug Williams Rick Gilbert Refrigeration, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been serving residents and businesses in the Elizabeth City and surrounding areas since 1974. They are a full-service licensed and insured refrigeration, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractor. Customer service is their #1 priority. They provide honest, ethical, and reliable service to every one of their customers. Give them a call today at 252-338-3051. New pitcher on the mound for the Steamers making his debut for the hometown Clams. Number 3, Michael Allen of Lenore-Ryan University, heading into his junior year. Faces Christian Carter for his first opponent at the plate in the 2020 season. Carter 1 for 2 today with a single and a fly out to center. Allen, first pitch taken for a ball, second pitch in there for his first strike of the season. "11 appearances for the Lenore-Ryan Bears in 2020. Carter ahead in the count as the 1-1's taken low below the zone for ball 2, 2-1 the count. 12 1/3 innings collected. 15 hits and 7 earned runs given up from Allen in the 2020 season. Struck out 9 batters, walked 6, and gave up no home runs. Evens up the count with Carter following the swinging strike. Allen looking to pick up his first K of the summer. The 2-2. High and away. Count moves to 3-2. The 3-2. Taken high above the zone. Allen gives up a walk to his first batter he faces here in the Tidewater Summer League. And Shane McCarthy comes back up to the plate. Allen, originally out of Manio, North Carolina, played his high school at Manio High School. Going into his 3rd year at Lenore-Ryan. Back at the top of the order, McCarthy 0 for 3 today with a strikeout swinging in his last appearance against Brett Falk. First pitch swinging, lofts one into shallow center. Shane Easter, the second baseman, racing over to catch that one on the fly and put away the first out of the inning. Zach Will digging in, the second baseman, heading into his 2nd year at Bryan and Stratton. Will 0 for 3 today with a pair of punchies. 2 strikeouts looking for Will tonight. Grounded out to 3rd in his first plate appearance. A double play ball ends the top of the 8th with Carter still standing on first. Will takes the first pitch for a ball high, 1-0. Carter with the lead off of first. Allen checks on the runner, then delivers the 1-0 to Will as he swings over the top. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike as he comes up empty. The 1-1. In the dirt, low and away. Nice stop by Allen behind the plate as Carter has nowhere to go over at first. Double play ball still in order. Allen once again checks on Carter over at first. The 2-1. Fouled off, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out, one on. The 2-2 to Will. Swung on, grounded to Easter at second. Flips it over to second for one. Kaufman, the throw over to first, sails over McPeek's head and into the dugout of the Knights. So just 1 out on the play. Will move down to second as the throw from Kaufman sails out of play. And that brings up Wes Bonney, who's 1 for 3 today and 3 trips to the plate. He doubled back in the first. Struck out in the fourth swinging and then grounded out to second as the third and final out of the bottom of the top of the sixth. Steamers pick up their first error. Now tied up in that column with Greenbrier 1-1. The first pitch to Bonnie from Allen in this AB, low and outside. Brown with a nice stop once again behind the plate. Allen with the 1-0. Taken low below the zone. Once again, count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. With a runner in scoring position for the Knights. 9-0 still the score in the top of the 8th. Allen checking on Will at second. Delivers the 2-0. Swung on and missed by Bonnie. First strike recorded in the AB. Allen with the 2-1. Taken low away from the zone. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-1 taken in the zone for strike 2, so the count fills up at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and Zach Will still standing over on second. A strike ends the inning. A walk puts 2 runners on for the Knights in the top of the 8th with 2 away. Now looking to end the inning. The 3-2. Lined into right field, but that one drops in foul territory. Bonnie went 0 for 2 in the All-Star game as a member of the South All-Stars. As he draws a walk from Michael Allen to extend the inning.
Coach number 13, Zach Jarnowski.
Zach Jarnowski digs in as Connor Daly, the pitching coach, comes out to the mound to talk things over with Michael Daly, or Michael Allen. Two and a half hours played here at Historic Hicks Field. And if you have been listening to this whole game, Ray Stokeham let me know loud and clear that a cardinal sin of anyone in a bullpen, or even in a dugout, I'm assuming, is to mention how quickly a game is moving along. And man, was he right. Do I feel like I jinxed this one? We've gotten through the first 4 or 5 innings of this contest within an hour and 15 minutes. The next 2 hours, or the next hour and 15 minutes of this contest, spanning over just 2 innings. Allen with the first pitch to Jarnowski. And Jarnowski's second at-bat tonight. Taken for a called strike 1. Second pitch taken for ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1. Jarnowski grounded out to third in his first plate appearance in just 1 pitch in the 7th. The 1-1 taken low and outside for ball 2. And it looks like The Greenbrier third base coach has just been ejected from this contest. Talking a little bit too much with the home plate umpire, Jeff Gardner. I was trying to figure out what was going on. Looked like they had peeled down. What looked like it was going to be ball 2. But the appeal down ruling that Jarnovsky went around. So 1 ball and 2 strikes against Jarnovsky. Michael Allen looking to close out his first official full inning of work as a Clam. The 1-2 from Allen. Low in the dirt. Taken for ball 2. That evens up the count at 2-2. From my perspective, it really did not look like Jarnovsky had went around. I didn't even think he made an attempt to swing. The 2-2 from Allen. Low and way outside. Fills up the count. Full count pitch coming up from Michael Allen. You walked the last batter, Wes Bonney, who stands on first with 2 outs, the 3-2. That one swung on and lined into left. That's going to bring the first run of the contest around for the Greenbrier Knights. Will comes in to score from second. Bonney coming all the way in from first. The throw reaches Copeland. He won't even make a throw into home. As Greenbrier finally cracks the scoreboard here in the top of the 8th inning. 9-2 is our score in the penultimate frame. And now Rylan Brown digging in, looking to add another run to the Greenbrier total as Zach Jarnovsky stands on second. What an at-bat from Jarnovsky. Fell behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes on a tough appeal down on a check swing. Worked the count back to full and then lines a double into left field to bring in 2 runs. A 1 the count to Rylan Brown at the plate, looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Second pitch taken outside for ball 1. Jarnovsky picked up his 7th and 8th RBI of the 2020 season. And just his 3rd hit. The 1-1. Swung on and missed by Brown as he pulled his head up halfway through the swing. Puts the count in Allen's favor. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Allen checking on Jarnovsky, the runner at second. Brown calls time at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Allen in the dirt. Evens up the count at 2-2. Two the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Allen looking to pick up the 3rd out of the inning after allowing 2 runs to score. The pitch fouled off. Count stays where it is. I don't think anyone on either team wants any of us to go home tonight, because they have really found a way to extend this top of the 8th. Allen looking for that 3rd and final out. The 2-2. On its way once again. In the dirt, gets past Brown behind the plate. And that fills up the count against Rylan Brown. Allen in 2019 Made 11 elite relief appearances out of the bullpen. Or in 2020, his freshman season. Ryland pops up the 3-2 towards the Steamers dugout down the first base line, but this one's gonna fall far out of play. So the count will stay right where it is. So 3-2 still the count with 2 away. Ryland Brown looking to extend the inning for Greenbrier. Zach Charnovsky now stands on third as he stole on a pass ball in this at-bat. The 3-2 fouled off. So the count remains at 3-2. This inning dragging along, or just this half inning. 2 runs have come across to score. 9-2 is our score here in the top of the 8th. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So that puts an end to the very much extended top of the 8th inning that saw 2 runs come across to score for the Greenbrier Knights on 2 hits. 1 error on part of the Steamers defense. They leave 1 runner on though, do the Knights, as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Steamers looking to extend their 7-run lead. When we come back, the Steamers pick things up. With Alan Alonso. My apologies, my computer froze for a second. Heart of the order due up for the Steamers. When we come back, they lead 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Pitching now from Memphis State, number 19, Dalton Bond.
Out of the bullpen for the Greenbrier Knights. Barn with 6 games under his belt, 1 start, 11 2/3 innings pitched thus far in 2020. 16 earned runs have come across on 18 total runs from 17 hits, 5 times 3 walks, 15 walks. 10 Ks, and he's hit 6 batters as well. Alan Alonso digging in. Still looking for that first hit tonight. Flew out to center in his last appearance. Barham with no control on the first pitch, as that one was way high and outside. 1-0 the count to Alonso. Swings at the second pitch. Skies it to deep center, at the track, at the wall, but this one's gone. Alonso picks up his first hit of the night. A solo home run to extend the lead back to 8 for the Steamers, now 10-2. Alonso moves now to 6 home runs in 2020. Scores as a runner for the 23rd time and brings across his 20th RBI. Shane Easter digs in now. Easter 1 for 2 with a pair of walks to his credit as well tonight. First pitch swinging. Foul tips it back into the mid of Zach Jarnowski behind the plate. A 1 to Easter, grounded up the middle. That one's going to find its way into center field. So back-to-back hits for the Steamers, a solo home run from Alan Alonso to open up the inning, and a 2-pitch single for Shane Easter as he now moves to 2 for 3. Tyler McPeek digs in. McPeek 1 for 2 tonight with a home run. He was hit by a pitch and drew a base on balls in his last 2 appearances at the plate. First pitch gets away from Jarnowski behind the plate. Easter with a nice jump over at first, slides into second base safely. Want to know the count to Tyler McPeek in this his 5th plate appearance. 1-0. Taking high and away for ball 2. 2-0 to McPeek. Slider way inside. Slide way too much. That one. Very little action on it. Gets McPeek in the right-handed hitter's box. Count moves to 3-0 against the first baseman out of Campbell University. Ball 4. Double play ball back in order for the Greenbrier infield. Aaron Copeland coming up. Copeland 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. Threw a walk in 6 pitches. His last appearance in the 7th. Extend the inning and the lead for the Steamers with Shane Easter still in scoring position. First pitch has Copeland sliding his feet out of the way. Sliding inside. Ball 1. 1-0 to Copeland. Way inside once again. Dodge hit another pitch. 2-0. But we're looking to stay hot at the plate. Last 2 games have seen homer twice. Last TSL competition. Hitters. Back up to 17. In the exhibition contest against Tarboro. 2-1. As Copeland extending his hips behind him. Away once again. Arm cannot seem to find the outer part of the part of the plate. Pitch after pitch comes in just like that. Inside part of the zone. On his own, my apologies. The inside part of the batter's box. That loads the bases. No outs in the inning. skipper for Greenbrier, coming to talk things over with Dalton Barm as he takes the ball to end his night. That brings out a new pitcher. The new pitcher on the mound, Wes Bonney, who started it tonight as a designated hitter. Bonney's night.
When you get tomorrow night, the older men and hitters come to town, Margaritaville night, all you can eat concessions. Thursday night, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Once again, my computer froze, so that explains the pause. Once again, Wes Bonney finished his night as a designated hitter. 1 for 3 with a walk. Picked up a double earlier in tonight's contest.
Catch request between number 11 and Alan Brown.
Bonney's pitching numbers extend over 5 games. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs on 10 hits with 5 walks given up, 3 strikeouts. He's also hit 4 batters. And he's coming in an unforgiving situation. Bases loaded, no outs. And Alan Brown at the plate for the Steamers. Here in the bottom of the 8th, 1 run has already come across for Edenton on a solo home run from Alan Alonso. Brown, routine ground ball to Sisto at short. Play over at first for 1. With a throw over to first, pulls Christian Carter off the bag as Shane Easter comes in to score to extend the inning to 11-2.
Designated hitter from Presbyterian, number 1, Tyler Myers.
Myers grounds one to second. Will, with the outstretched glove, can't corral it as it flies into right field. Myers picks up his 5th RBI of 2020 and his 5th hit with that as well, as the Steamers extend the lead to 12-2. A 10-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Steamers. Adam Fine back up to the plate for Edenton. Picked up 2 RBIs in his last at-bat with a single into right field with the bases loaded. The 1-1 fouled off at the plate. Two runners on the 1-2. Watched all the way in. Winds up in the opposite batter's box. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2. Taken low and outside, but called strike 3. As Fine picks up the golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts tonight. 2 of them looking, 2 of them swinging. Now with 2 outs and 2 runners on, Jared Kaufman, who homered in the 7th to bring in 3 RBIs, comes back up to the plate in a similar situation. 2 outs and 2 runners on. First pitch taken low and away for ball 1. The 1-0. Taken low and outside, but called strike 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Jeff Gardner perhaps trying to move this contest along. Looked to be a bit low. 1-1 swung on and fouled off. Nice pitch there from Wes Bonney. A slider that started behind Jared Kaufman and wound up back in the zone. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swung on a missed strike 3. That ends the bottom of the 8th inning. But 3 runs come across on 3 hits for the Steamers in the inning. No errors on part of the Greenbrier defense. Greenbrier with one last chance to tie things up, down 10. As we head to the final frame in the top of the 9th. Ricky Sisto set to lead off as 6, 7, and 8 are due up. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Aaron Copeland comes in to close from third base in tonight's contest. A couple of defensive realignments. As Copeland heads to the mound, right fielder Alan Alonso comes in to play the hot corner at third. Adam Fine moves from center to right, and Brody Rubenstein, who had most of today off, moves to center field in the top of the 9th. Ricky Sisto leads off for the Greenbrier Knights. First pitch from Copeland. Low and inside. Taken for ball 1. Copeland with 8 1/3 innings to his credit as he gets Sisto to swing on the 1-1. Or 1-0. Moves the count to 1-1. 2-0 record for Copeland on the mound. The 1-1 on its way to Sisto. Swung on and missed as he falls behind in the count 1-2. Copeland working quickly here in the top of the 9th. 3 earned runs allowed from Copeland thus far in 2020 on 5 hits, 4 walks. But the Steamers come away with the victory as Aaron Copeland strikes out Luke Legman for the 3rd and final out of tonight. I apologize tremendously for the technical difficulties as you weren't able to catch tonight's contest. The Steamers come away with the victory. A strikeout for Aaron Copeland against Luke Lakeman to end tonight's contest. That's going to do it for tonight's edition of Steamers Baseball. The Clams come away victorious over the Knights by a final score of 12-2. The Steamers move to 14-5 in TSL play, while Greenbrier's record now moves to 7-12. The season series between these two squads now moves to 6-2. Your Steamers will be back in action tomorrow night as they take on the Old Dominion Hitters for the 7th time in 2020. Edenton currently holds a 4-2 season series lead over the Hitters after Edenton won the last meeting here at Historic Hicks back on Friday, July 17th by a final of 22-8. First pitch between Edenton and Old Dominion tomorrow is set for 7 p.m. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay beautiful, Steamers Nation.